There used to be a bookcase in this corner. I wonder what we made room for. Hi, my name's Corinne, and here at Spirea, I share videos that weave together plant wisdom, holistic health, self-sufficiency with just a dash of magic. If this sounds interesting to you, I'd love for you to stick around. Homesteading doesn't have to be an expensive lifestyle. You can really get started fairly simply, especially if you have pretty good soil already. You just need a few seeds, some gumption, and don't be afraid of some hard work. But over the years, our family has decided that there were some bigger ticket items that we felt were important to have and that we wanted to invest in. Now, please note that these can sometimes take years for families to save up for, and that's okay. It's really good to plan for short-term goals as well as long-term. So I think one of the first things that we bought that would have been considered a bigger ticket item was our pressure canner. And then it was our solar oven. I absolutely love my sun oven, and I'll make sure I post some links to some videos of me using it because it's a great way to reduce your electricity bill and kind of cook off grid, especially in the warm months. In the summer, I can easily get my sun oven up to 350 degrees, which is amazing. We've also purchased things like a dual fuel generator. So that way we're able to produce power or keep our freezers going and our fridge going in case we lose power here, which actually happens a lot. Now, one of the things that we've been humming and hawing about, and we've been back and forth for years, was adding in a hydroponic growing system. One of the reasons I wanted to do this is because some of my favorite foods to eat, things like lettuces and greens, they don't preserve very well. I can freeze and vacuum seal kale and all that kind of stuff, but lettuces, they don't preserve well. And I really wanted a way to be able to grow food year round. And so, like I said, we've been on the fence for a long time trying to figure out what system to go with. And today you're going to join us for the unboxing of our hydroponic garden system. So after talking with friends that had tabletop hydroponic systems, including Aero Gardens, I have a few friends that tried I think it's called the crack key method. We ended up going big, go big or go home. And we ended up going with the tower garden. Some of the feedback I heard about the Aero Garden was the inability to actually fill all the sections in the Aero Garden and be able to grow in them at all times. So, we were looking at spending at least $400 on a system and only being able to use half of the pods, which I didn't like. And then I had a few friends that had tower gardens and they've been raving about them for years. So I did a whole bunch more research and decided to jump on board. What I liked right away was how amazing the customer service was, how fast it arrived. I couldn't believe how fast that this arrived because I live rural. You pay for Amazon Prime and ain't nothing arriving in prime time. And so it was pretty neat how quickly this arrived. I also really liked that they had a payment plan. I thought that was really important because it's not an inexpensive purchase. It's a big ticket item and not everybody has the money just to pay for the system outright. So I'm going to be unboxing it in real time. I have no idea what I'm looking at in terms of setup or how long it's going to take. Once I get this open, you can see what's inside. So we decided to go with the Tower Garden Flex model, and we actually did that for a couple of reasons. I don't actually see us dismantling this whole puppy, bringing it outside to use it. I do see it being inside all year round. That's one of the benefits of the Flex system is that you can bring it outside. But what I liked is that it actually had more growing space than the Tower Garden Home system because I didn't see us using the microgreens part. We just don't do a lot of microgreens, and then if I decided I wanted to do microgreens, I could just add it on top of this. It's got a pretty big footprint, so I want you to consider that. This is probably at least 2 feet across in diameter, maybe even 2.5 feet. It comes packaged really well. Again, I'm super impressed how quickly it arrived and no damage or anything like that so far, which is great. So I'm gonna keep unboxing and I want you to know that if you decide to go with the same system we did, you should expect 4 boxes because this one doesn't come with wheels. We decided to get the little wheel base so that way we can spin it around in the corner and get to the plants in the back easier because again, it's basically going in a corner in a more confined, smaller area. And you're gonna have one whole box that's got all of your the little pods that you grow in, the rock wool, the nutrients, and all that kind of stuff. And then we did get, that's what this box is here, we did get the lights as well. Because after years of starting seeds inside and thinking that my beautiful southern exposure windows are enough, they're not. You really do need to get lights if you want to have plants that don't reach for sunlight. So we did get the lights as well. So I'll get to unboxing and then we'll see how hard this thing is to put together. So right away, I'm impressed with the instructions. They're very IKEA-esque. If anyone's ever built IKEA furniture before, it's very simple, easy to follow, not a lot of writing, mostly pictures. The first thing I'm gonna do is actually put together the wheel base. The reason for this is because I basically want to assemble the rest of the grow tower, or the tower garden, pardon me, on top of this, and I don't want to have to lift that sucker up and put it on afterwards. If you're pretty handy, I imagine you could probably save yourself a few dollars and make some type of a wheeling system. You know, finding these wheels at a hardware store, not too hard, and you could probably build something for cheaper than what this was. But for us, I really just wanted the simplicity of not having to get to a hardware store or having to figure out a base. This one is perfectly designed for the tower garden, which my understanding is pretty heavy once it gets water in it. So I really wanted to make sure it was sturdy. However, that being said, if you're looking to save a bit of money, this probably would be where you could do it. So we haven't gotten too far yet because we got into the great plug debate, which is something that happens in this house. My husband's chuckling from behind the camera all the bloody time. There's never enough plugs. Like, let me know in the comments if this is something that you have an issue with too. Like, he's got an Xbox, we've got technology, and there's never enough plugs. Like, Christmas time comes and we want to plug in lights for a Christmas tree, forget about it. There's no plugs. So we were like, how are we, because it comes with a timer, which I'm, again, really impressed with. All these little things that you wouldn't think about, but this is going to be super handy for someone like me who is often in create mode. And yes, I can be organized, but it would totally be me who would forget to turn the lights on, right? And then all my plants die. So you can actually set a timer. So that way the lights come on at a particular time when you want them to, and then they shut off. So you'll never forget. And this is great if you go on vacation, right? So of course there would be a plug for the timer, a plug for the pump, which of course it also comes with, and the plug for the lights. And we're like, where are we gonna get 3 plugs? And then I lift up this, and what do you see in the end? Like, oh, you can't see it? All right. It's awesome. So the timer actually has 2 outlets, so you can plug the lights in and the pump, which means that the entire system is going to take up 1 plug, 1 outlet. That's pretty awesome. So my husband's outside right now cutting a piece of plywood because the tower garden has to be completely level. And nothing in my house is level anywhere. It's, again, another one of the running jokes of our home here, that none of the walls are straight, the floors aren't level. If you live in an old farmhouse, this is probably the case for you too. Now, there really isn't a way to level the wheels. So what he's doing is he's cutting some plywood to put underneath the base of the tower garden. So it's going to go on top of the wheels, and then the big kind of green tub will go on top of that to make sure it's level. So that's what he's doing right now. We got everything assembled. It was actually pretty easy once we figured out that they actually provide you with 2 different size rods because the tower garden flex comes with 5 of these and it doesn't have another one on top. We actually needed the shorter one, so we had to disassemble it, but that was our mistake. We didn't realize that. What's really neat is that they've given us these, so if we want to add, say, the microgreens on top, or we wanted to buy an extension to be able to grow more, we can do that. We're gonna forgo assembling the tomato cage at this point. It does come with that as well, and it comes with a pump or a long hose that you would put on the top to drain all of the water out if you ever need to do that. It also comes with all the nutrients you need, the rock wool, so I'll be doing some seed starting videos too, so you can see how easy that is. But all in all, I'm super impressed with it and really happy and can't wait to get started with growing. Well, we just finished setting up the lights and it was actually really easy. Not too hard at all once we figured out how to plug them in. It probably took less than 5 minutes to get the whole thing assembled. They're very bright, as you can see. So this is definitely for our family, not something we're going to be running at night. We try to reduce our light exposure at night so it doesn't impact our sleep. So this will be something that we will likely run during the day. Now, I was incorrect. This is not actually the timer for the lights. There is a timer built in on the top of the lights. You can probably see that in the camera. I imagine this is a timer or a gadget for the pump. However, you still will only require just to plug this in, because we'll be able to plug the lights into here and the pump here. Now, we haven't added any water or anything like that, tested pH and done all of that, because we don't even have any seedlings to put in. But I can say that it's a pretty professional product. It came together really easy. Now, if you've got any questions or comments, knowing that, of course, you may be watching this video a year from now, and I may have a year's worth of hydroponic growing experience under my belt, leave them below. If I don't have an answer, I'll direct you to the right source. Also, if you're interested in learning more about the tower garden, there's links below so you can check it out and see if it's something that you would want to do for your family. I know we're really excited about being able to have completely chemical-free, natural food, fresh food year-round. Right now, a clamshell container of organic greens is running us at least $8 or $9. We probably go through that in about 5 days or so. So, I mean, that cost alone is adding up. So for us, I can definitely see this being a benefit. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave those below. And until next time, this is Corinne from Spirea Herbs, wishing you health and wellness.